Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Inside 24. This is the place where you get all the backstage gossip from Le Mans. Not anything that's happening on track, but all the behind-the-scenes action. If you want to catch what's going on circuit, make sure you download our app. You can get that from the App Store or indeed on your computer. That will give you live timing and app video content for free. And you can also then download an extra so that you can watch every single corner of every single lap of the world's most famous endurance wells, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, with commentary from my father, so pretty good bonus. Here's what's coming up on this show. There they are from the action so far as we move into the night here at Le Mans. We're going to look at the media centre and talk to some guests about their role here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. And we've got 250,000 fans, so we thought we'd go and talk to some of them out in the stands. But we kick off the show with a friend of mine. I'm happy to say a friend of mine. Alistair Moffat from Toyota Motorsport has joined us in the studio. Thank you very much to taking some time out from this race so that you come and speak to us.
Very welcome. It's a pleasure, Ben.
Now, we're not allowed to talk about the race, so we're going to talk about the behind the scenes. How much effort goes into competing at Le Mans outside of the on-track action?
To be at Le Mans as a manufacturer like Toyota, the world's leading manufacturer, it's a year-round effort. As soon as this Le Mans is finished, we will be focusing directly on the 2016 Le Mans. It's 12 months, it's 365 days a year. It's not 24 hours, it's far, far more than that for us. And
a lot of people think about the running of the race car, but your perspective is very different to that.
Yeah, exactly. It's better for us when the car is fast, of course, but for us, the target is to connect to fans, to engage with fans, to show them that Toyota's hybrid technology is exciting. It brings a new dimension to Toyota's road cars, to our technology. So it's far away from simply how fast the car is. There's so much more to it.
And therefore, you must have a huge team of people looking after guests, writing press releases, and doing lots of different things.
Yeah, we have a three-pronged approach. Here at the team, I have a team of around 12 people who are looking after guests. We have people in the media centre dealing with the journalists. I mean, you've got 2,000 accredited media here, so that's quite a big job. But as well as that, you have the Toyota Europe colleagues that we have 300 guests over in the Parc de Recordement just behind you. We have our colleagues from Japan. They bring over something like 25, 30 people, including some very, very senior executives. You can imagine the effort behind the scenes to make that run smoothly and to their liking is very significant. The main target is that the people here at the track, guests of us, enjoy the experience, go away feeling positive about Toyota and Le Mans as well, and that the people at home, either watching the race avidly or casually, engage with the race, not just Toyota, but the race. We want to promote the whole event, but specifically if they feel good about Toyota, that's good for us.
Now, you were with Toyota Racing when they were a Formula One manufacturer. How does that era compare to now in terms of your workload?
To be honest, because the team I have now is smaller than in Formula One, so the workload and the stress levels at this point in the year are probably higher, but there's a much more defined peak with endurance racing. Around May, June, it's absolutely flat out. Formula One is steadily busy for the entire year. So you could compare it. I would say it's a more friendly atmosphere, so I smile a lot more in this job than I did in my previous job.
Very good, and we are able to show you a little bit of on-track action. So here is what's been going on circuit so far. We had the race start at 3 o'clock local time, and we're now at 9 o'clock. So we've had, a quarter of the race. Here are the highlights. Obviously, we had to start, but this is what's happened between hours 5 and 7. Tracy Crone getting involved with Scott Sharp, who we had in the studio a little early on. These two knocking each other off at the first chicane. The first chicane's seen some action already because Porsche caught a light there earlier, putting a load of oil down. Here was a rather over-ambitious move from Tristan Gomendy, overtaking the Ferrari. The lead Ferrari just wasn't going to give up. Quite tricky, in fact, with the GT cars and the LMP2 cars. They're quite similar pace in some parts of the circuit, so Gomendy really throwing it down the inside. The 95 Aston Martin's been going very well, as has the 99 car that's had pole position. Really been quite a good fight in the GTE category. Those pictures don't really do it justice. Problems for the 55 Ferrari, punctures, as is normal at Le Mans. Remember, this is a road circuit, and therefore public roads tend to have a little bit of dirt on them. This and that. Now we're on board into the pits with Audi, and at the front of the field, it has been Audi versus Porsche. Strange, Alistair, considering you have the #1 plate on the car. To explain to the layman what sort of happened since you won the World Championship at the end of last year to now?
Well, in all honesty, we were a little bit taken aback by the first 2 races of the World Endurance Championship. We found a couple of seconds compared to last year's World Championship winning car. We felt that was a reasonable margin to go into the season with. What surprised us is the monumental gain in performance that Audi and Porsche have shown. It's very impressive, and hats off to them.
And incredibly impressive around the circuit, watching these cars, especially in some of the corners, certainly around the Porsche curves. These cars are sticking to the ground. Their apex speeds are far, far in excess of what they did last year, and they really are incredible to watch. Back to the GTE battle again. Aston Martin featuring very highly. Strange to see the Hanergy coloured car rather than what we're used to in the Gulf livery colours for the Aston Martin, but that is still a works team. Here was Benoit Treluet trying to do some grass cutting in the Audi. Very, very scary moment. And the curb sort of sucking him towards the barrier. Lucky to get away with not a massive accident there, because it's a very fast part of the circuit. But this, for his teammate Loic Duval, was far more serious. A code 60 zone that Loic did not see coming. All the cars in front of him checked up. One of them was going particularly slowly, and he lost control of the Audi #8. Banged into the barrier. Here's a replay. You can see coming from the background, way too fast. Caught the Ferrari, which spun him into the barrier. Impact to the front, impact to the rear. And would you believe, he limped back to the pits, and within 3 minutes of sitting in the garage, that car was fixed and ready to go back out on circuit again. A couple of laps down, so the 8 car at the moment is out of contention for the victory, but it is still circulating. As you can see, 4 wheels pointing in the same direction. Back to the pits for the Audi Sport mechanics to attack really hard. And even for a different manufacturer, Alistair, Toyota were amazed at the efficiency that Audi have put into repairing that car.
Yeah, they did a very, very good job of it, I have to say. When we saw that the accident happen, you think, okay, we're quids in here, we've got a position, they'll be some minutes down the road, and for them to be back within an hour, making up the lap, overtaking us again, not nice for us to see, but you have to give them credit. That was a very, very good job.
And when you do have a small, well, it was a big accident, but a small loss of time, in LMP1 now it seems that that is it, game over.
Yeah, certainly for us in our situation here at Le Mans, we can't afford any repairs. We have had on the #1 car some repairs, and you can't afford to waste any time. It's so competitive, you can't give a few seconds away, let alone minutes.
Another Porsche fire, could you believe? The 3rd of the week. We saw in practice an oil fire putting out one of our GT AM competitors, and then the start of the race, the Pro car had a fire at the rear of the car, and then this, the 88 machine, also fire at the rear of the car. Must be linked for Porsche, and really, really worrying for the remaining 911s out on circuit that they might also get thwarted by this problem. An amazing battle at the front of the field between the 2 German marks. The #7, Andrea Lotterer, that put that car into the lead. Benny Trullier is now aboard that car as we approach 9 o'clock in the evening, and fending off the 18 and the 17 Porsche. GTE, that is the battle. Pretty much all the manufacturers at door handles with each other. It's been so wonderful to watch so far, and if you would like to continue to follow the story on track, then please go to our app, download our app, get the video, get the commentary, and you'll be very well served. I'll tell you, we've got Bob Costingeris and Mark James in the commentary box alongside Peter Dumbreck and Giles Dawson, and they are doing a wonderful job with Louise Beckett down in the pit lane, the traditional WEC pit reporter. There, we sort of brought you up to date up to about a couple of hours ago. I know that you'll be watching this perhaps maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning going, hang on a second, there's many more things have happened. We're sorry for that, but that's the highlights that we've got access to at the moment. So, Alistair, in terms of the rest of the race, what do you actually do during the race? Are you just watching?
To a large extent, yes. I'm watching, I'm making notes, I'm preparing press releases. We send updates every 3 hours, prepare a release at the end, taking care of social media, answering journalist questions. For me, I've got 2 cars to look for, they've got 56, so they aren't able to follow absolutely everything.
media centre is the place where Ali spends a lot of his time, and you said 2,000 people, accredited media here?
Yeah, they're keeping me on my toes. There's a lot of photographers, a lot of journalists from all over the world. We've brought some Japanese. That you see every nationality here. It's really very impressive, but it does keep us rather busy.
Well, Ali, thank you very much for joining us, and we're now going to take a look at that media centre, your little home for the weekend.
This is the biggest press room. We welcome average 1,040 journalists, photographer, new media and agency. They come from different countries from around the world, New Zealand, Mexico, Hungary, many people. They have to fill in online some documents to justify their mission at Le Mans, and our job is to check which kind of media we need absolutely to promote the event. We try to have VIP people during the weekend, because it's important for us to develop our audience about this population. So we try to welcome them and to discover the Le Mans circuit, not only on the track, but what we are able to display on this spot.
Faced with unpredictable weather, how do you keep danger at bay? Today, Michelin creates Cross Climate, the first tyre able to cope with unexpected weather thanks to its revolutionary performances. With the Michelin Cross Climate innovation, arm yourself for every weather condition. Michelin, a better way forward.
Why this watch? This watch has seen machines perform poetry, and memories come rushing back. It has witnessed man test his will
272 miles an hour.
and the laws of physics. It has decided fates by thousandths of a second and seen a champion knighted. It doesn't just tell time, it tells history.
Welcome back to the stage overlooking the Ford chicane behind us. A beautiful view as day becomes night here at Le Mans, and the cars continue to circulate for the 83rd running of the Le Mans 24 Hours. Two guests for you now on the stage. Firstly, we'll turn to Frederick from the ACO. Tell us just how important and how excited are you for this race every year?
Since about 1962.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, but because I was a sports fan, but I've always been pretty much endurance fan, more than any other sport in terms of automobile. And today I think that it's a sport which is growing every year, and it's very, very exciting.
And you must be incredibly excited to see this growth, especially with Ford announcing their project for next year.
Absolutely, and Ford announcing it also, not only joining for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but of course joining the World Endurance Championship. So throughout the world, the spirit of Le Mans will be transferred to every single country where the World Endurance Championship is going also.
And you are the best man to ask for this. What is the spirit of Le Mans? Because we hear it said a lot, but we're never really told exactly what it is. I know, because I feel it.
It's a tricky question because I haven't been prepared for that, but I'll try to do it, you know, from opening my heart. But I think that it's about certainly team working very hard, drivers who have a very true, genuine respect for each other, all of them, and above that, very popular, and at the same time, very much high grade in terms of venues and in terms of hospitalities and so on. So this mix is what makes the Esprit Le Mans, but eventually that's what Esprit Le Mans is made out of victory, and victory every year.
And we've had here this year a real emphasis, is the word I'm looking for, emphasis put on women in motorsport. And we have the Pave de Femme, and it's fantastic to have a team manager, a female team manager, with such a unique story to tell with regards to this event. Ibanez Racing is quite a small team, isn't it?
Yes, it's quite a small team, but you were talking about the spirit of Le Mans, and I think that we are exactly in the spirit of Le Mans as it was in the past, and we are always talking about technologies and performance, but we sometimes forgot to speak about human, and I think that Le Mans is also a human endurance championship, because we are here for 3 weeks. And so it's, yes, the story of this team is really a family story as well, because it began with José Ibanez. In fact, he's the son of José Ibanez Senior, and he used to participate with his father and to attend races, and of course the 24 Hours of Le Mans with his father. Well, I think he was 3 or 4 years old. So this year is a special year for him and for all his family, because it's just an achievement and a dream which came through. And this is a very interesting story as well, because we are associated with the family Bella Rosa too, and this is a family story again. So with the father Giovanni and 2 sons, Ivan and Maurizio. Ivan is a driver, and José Ibanez is a driver as well, and the manager of the team too. So this is a very interesting story, and for me it was just a chance and a dream too.
And you talk about family. The ACO itself may well be a worldwide recognized organizer of events, but actually at the core of it is a really small family, isn't it?
Yeah, it came, since 1923 that we started with Le Mans, and the club itself, the association ACO, is older than 100 years. So eventually, it's something which appeals. It's growing, but you don't have to really, make too much advertising about it. It just grows, and people, especially now, people are really saying that endurance, and especially through the pyramid of endurance, as we call with our Continental Series, then the World Endurance Championship, included, of course, with the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And this grows on its own. It doesn't have to be advertised. It has to be very well worked on. It has to be very well organized. But advertising is not what it's all about at all.
And the skeleton, the backbone of the ACO, sits right beside us here at the Module Sportif at the bottom of the paddock. And Victoria, our pit reporter, went to have a look inside. Apparently she didn't. We had a really nice piece about inside that incredible building with race control, with many different offices. For you, this is home at the top of the building, overlooking the Ford chicane.
And on the track also, and at each post of commissaire, it's home also. It's important.
We have many fans out on circuit, 260,000 I think around the circuit this evening. They may well be camping, they may well have come in as locals and parked around the circuit. And Hayley, our other pit reporter, hopefully has been out to talk to them.
The 24 Hours of Le Mans is a legendary car race, and it attracts people from all around the world. So we set out to speak to the public to understand what the 24 Hours of Le Mans means for them.
I came here with my friends because it's. I heard so much about it and I want to see it in real life and not on the TV. So I came here to really be a part of it.
And what does it mean to you, the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Amazing experiences with friends, party, racing. I mean, it's just amazing. So many people here. It's like a big festival. It's really cool.
It's motor racing, but it's more of a festival. And the beer's nice.
Well, that's good news. Thank you very much, and have a good time. Cheers.
And my husband, he's crazy about the cars and everything about the cars. So I just joined him. So, yeah.
So what does it mean to you, the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Well, I have no idea about it. I just joined him. If you ask him, he can give you a proper answer.
Do you know this year they have a thing called Le Pavillon des Femmes? And it's where the women can go and have their nails done, have their hair done.
Really? I didn't know.
Well, you're just opposite.
Thank you.
Go sign up for you. Okay. Why have you come today?
I come every year, as a matter of fact. I'm a fan of Audi, and I come here since 2007. So it's a weekend off. It's really for the enjoyment of racing.
Are you going to be awake all the 24 hours?
I don't think so. No. I'm too old for that.
You're realistic. Thank you.
But it's a nice race. But it's a night. The night race is very interesting.
Atmosphere here. Yeah.
And, you are near on the cars. We are not so far away. It's not Formula One, but it's more nice, and the cars is more nice.
It's near on the people. It's near on the driver here. It's really good.
And there's a good atmosphere.
Yeah. Super. Really.
Okay, to someone who hasn't been here, how would you describe it?
Awesome. If you are just a little bit interested in cars, come here. It's just awesome if you are into cars.
Will you be awake for 24 hours?
I'll be awake for the full 24 hours, yeah. Otherwise you can't follow it, you know, it's a bit difficult.
We can go to sleep and then wake up after.
Oh, I know. But it's a fabulous, fabulous event, and it's a world event. And motor racing it's just a passion for so many people, including myself. So.
Super. Thank you very much, and enjoy. Have a great weekend.
Well, we've come to Le Mans today to experience the multitude of sights of cars, people, clothing, everything. The whole spectacle. It's a circus. It's gorgeous, lovely.
Are you going to be following every single hour of the 24 hours?
I'm going to be doing 25 hours of 24 hours of Le Mans, yes.
Wow, well, enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was an epic tie and shirt combination, wasn't it? Really impressive. Now we're talking a little bit, it's talking about the Pavillon de Femme. Firstly, from your perspective, how important is it to have a representation of females within motorsport working properly?
Well, for me, this is my first experience in a team. So, and I think for them, this is quite the first experience as well. And I think this is, we have many things to share. We have a different way to say things, sometimes smooth, but we can also be, sometimes they are calling me Mr. Team Manager, because sometimes I can be hard. I know it, but I think this is maybe we have a different eyes on the race, on details, on how to make things easier for the team, because we have a lot of people here, 30 people, sometimes more. So but sometimes it's really hard because you have to be, sometimes the mom, the team manager, the friend. You have to be really a lot of, a lot of different aspects. And but I think for them this is quite new, quite pleasant. I hope so.
And then the team manager role is, as you say, multi-talented. In terms of the ACO perspective, having this feminine real emphasis this year, what is the reason behind this?
First of all, not to forget them, and trying to learn a lot also from these ladies. And there are tens and tens of examples. There are tens and tens of examples of success, and the least we could do was really to spend a little bit more time and more emphasis on this part of the race with the ladies. It's very important.
And one such lady that we have in our team is Victoria. And finally, we can now go up to your office in the Module Sportif next door.
The Module Sportif is an iconic structure here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans circuit, situated next to the main stand, the race control tower. It's a highly protected area, but as we're very good at what we do, we'll take you right in there. On the first floor, you'll find the race control. The race director monitors the sporting action on these screens. He's able to communicate with any of his 1,800 marshals that are placed all around the circuit via radio at any moment. Now we're on the second floor, where you'll find the timekeeping office. Let's go have a look to see what happens here.
We are from Alchemil Systems. We do the timekeeping here on the 24 Hours of Le Mans. We are in charge of timekeeping of every car during every session. And we are also in charge of the network with the teams and with the race control. We also do the TV graphics, which are linked to all the timing information. and linked with other people that make other things, all regarding the sporting side of the race.
There we have it. We've seen the timekeeping office. Let's go check out the speaker's cabin. They haven't arrived yet because the race hasn't actually yet started, and as I'm not going to be commentating the race, we'll come back later. We're now on the 3rd floor, the organisers' canteen that has an amazing view of the track. Here's where the winners of the race climb to spray the crowds with champagne and to receive their prizes. With 9 victories to date, Tom Christensen is used to hanging out here. The sporting department tour is over. We'd like to show you the 4th and 5th floors where the meeting rooms and the director's office are based, but unfortunately that's totally out of bounds.
So Victoire didn't make it to the speaker's cabin when the speakers were there, but sadly we went back, as we said, and we went and spoke to them a little bit earlier on.
French people say the speaker, I should say the public commentator or the race announcer, that is to say, with this instrument and all the screens of course that we have, we inform all the fans and spectators about what is happening on the racetrack, that is to say, what about the ranking, what about the change in the position, who is new leader, what about the problem, for which reason if car number X, which was 12th position, is now at the bottom of the ranking, so we've got to give all the news and of course to say what happened and where it is happening, because you know it is a big landscape, the Le Mans circuit, more than 13 kilometers, and when you are here in front of the boxes you can't see what's happening at Mulsanne, for example. Of course we've got the big screen, so we've got to say to everybody, oh, this is something special at this corner, this car has a difficulty or has been successful in overtaking another one, that's great, look at it now, she's back just in front of you, like that. For me, the best souvenir is the one of 2015, 2016, the one to come. I've got so many memories. I can say that the first time I've been announcer here in 1993 with a 905 Peugeot victory, of course, that was great. I remember that was in 2010, the only 13.8 seconds gap in between the Audi Winnie and the second place for the Peugeot. And so many other memories. Of course, the Mercedes in 1999, that was very, very strong. And I also really appreciate all the ceremonies before the start, the ceremony of the flags, for example, when everybody is listening to the national anthems represent the drivers, that's also very strong. And I enjoy the sunrise on Sunday morning, and of course when everything's finished we're on the podium. Are you happy? Yeah.
So if you've ever been to Le Mans and you're wandering around the paddock and you can hear the speaker, that is Bruno van der Stik, and that is his very unique voice. He hasn't been doing it for years and years and years and years, but he is a very accomplished person. And for me, after 7 times here at Le Mans, when hearing that voice, I know I'm in Le Mans. Thank you very much to our 2 guests today. And I hope you've enjoyed our behind-the-scenes look. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the next edition of the Inside 24 programme. Until then, get on that app, follow the race. It is an absolute epic in LMP1 between Audi and Porsche, and in GTE Pro between every manufacturer that exists in that category. See you tomorrow.
The 24 Hours of Le Mans mobile app. Total immersion in the heart of the world's greatest endurance race. All the teams and drivers, the timing, the classification, and countless videos on demand. With the app's live option, you don't miss a thing. You not only get streaming TV wherever you are, but also the choice of onboard cameras. Be among the connected crowd. Download the 24 Hours of Le Mans app today.
Defense is off, you know, yeah, copy that. I'll just leave it on for these white fingers on that. Okay, good job. Cool. Thank you guys.
The 24 Hours of Le Mans, as you've never seen it. 24 Hours Inside is the event channel. Travel to the heart of the world's greatest endurance race. Go backstage and discover the stories that make the legend. Meet the actors and the fans. 24 hours inside, because the event is also all around the track. On your tablet, smartphone or PC.